Hey fire signs, this is going to be your love reading, so skip forward to your individual reading, starting with Aries, then Leo, then Sagittarius. We're going to get right into it. Aries. It seems like some sort of a relationship has ended, come full circle, kind of dramatically, and even maybe kind of shocking to you. This doesn't even really need to be a relationship you're in, Aries. It just seems like you're shocked by the recent ending of some sort of a relationship. Either the recent ending or the world is representing like, oh wow, I didn't think that they would make it full circle, or they would end up like getting married or something like that. The relationship you seem to find yourself in right now seems to be something to do with where you work, potentially, where you study, where you learn, where you take this course, where you do your training. Maybe it's even like fitness. It could be someone you've met at the gym, or these are all very this is like Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, the earth signs. It doesn't mean you have to be dealing with an earth sign right now, but it means like you seem to be dealing with somebody that you're seeing like on a day-to-day physical basis. This does look like it's more than like say texting or anything like that. For some, yeah, for sure, it looks like through work, but others it looks like, you know, you met them due like some holistic practice, something that was like something to do with the earth or nature. But yeah, for a while now in your relationships, you've been feeling some sort of a stagnant energy, the Four of Cups and the Hanged One. Okay, so it's like this lull, it's like this confusing energy too. It's like you're always kind of like aware that you're supposed to be getting some sort of a message, and like you also feel like in a sense that you're just like waiting in limbo for this person to reach out a cup and be like, hey Aries, I want to get to know you, or something like that. You're kind of just hoping that they appear out of thin air. So that's kind of adding to just some sort of a stagnant energy around this relationship reading. There is more than meets the eye with the person that you're dealing with, the Moon and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So there's something that still needs to come out and come out in the wash, essentially. There is a full moon now on the 19th going into the 20th of November. Well, the 19th. And in and around those days, there might be some energy of something coming to the open or some information being disclosed, and you're becoming aware of something. And through that, you now are tasked with some like, what should I do about this? And you're not really too sure, it looks like. In true Aries fashion, it seems like you kind of race off on some sort of a mission with regards to this. Either like go after information, hunt them down, reach out to them, like you're hoping to just see them through friends again. If you're in that course with them, or meet them at the gym, you guys are having a night out, like a social night out, and you're like, oh, I'll get super fabulously dressed up for that. I will look so gorgeous, so hot, and just blow them away. Okay, so why don't we look at these cards together, Aries? Aries, you are very much back and forth, of course, on whether or not this even is something you should invest your time into. Is this something that can grow indeed? Can this flourish? Can this be something? Is it a waste of my time and energy to even bother to pursue this? It does seem like something about this person's work, what they do, their study, what they're working on, how they make a living, seems to be unclear or like not fully disclosed to you. Maybe you're slightly confused as to what they do all day. If you're dealing with the Taurus, the Hierophant and the Empress, and even at the bottom of the deck, there is this King of Pentacles, very Taurian energy here. You seem to have an extremely strong magnetic pull towards them. If not, it's somebody that really does bring out this really attractiveness in you. You feel really confident, sexy, gorgeous around this person. I also think that they see you as the Empress and you're very attracted to one another. If there's been anything like meeting anyone around like any sort of physical exercise, anything like health conscious or anything like that, my cat Luna's here up to play. Okay, so she's playing fetch. It's so funny. She's like a puppy. Yeah, if there's anything that's connected itself through the means of like physical exercise, something to do with the body, Reiki, yoga, gym, out walking, whatever it is, hiking, this all seems like really strong for like some sort of a connection here. Yeah, okay. So there, if you're hoping this month that like some sort of an aid comes in, or over the next month, it could be something like worth manifesting. Some sort of a, see, she's back here with the ball again. Good girl. So you're probably good on manifesting something to do with help or aid coming through, like by way of like a support system or some sort of like supportive friend group or something brings forward some sort of perspective for you that is really useful. It definitely does take a change in pace as we leave the past behind us in the Four of Cups and move towards the Knight of Wands, going towards something that we really desire, like we set our sights on something and just go full throttle towards it. And the Four of Cups is really like leaving like some sort of a disinterested feeling and note behind us. So let's clear up the Queen of Pentacles. There's something growing here, and there's something with potential here in the middle of, the first card of the reading, the Queen of Pentacles. Very like luxurious setting here that to begin the reading. Maybe you guys like really like to have like quite lavish date nights and go for nice meals and things like that. Okay, so the Page of Cups. So there's this energy here with the Page of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles of something really sweet growing. It does seem like there are some things you're not fully sure about this person, like kids are coming up, what they do for a living, where they spend their time. So it does seem like potentially someone you're just getting to know, like, and they don't really talk to you about certain elements of their life, or like otherwise you just see this kind of as like, okay, I don't really know too much about this person on some level. So the Eight of Pentacles. For some, there is something growing within the work sort of space right now, or some sort of a team project kind of connection like that. Some of you are like really skilled professionals in the job sector you're in, Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, and like you have a strong connection with somebody like that in the same field as you. But what's the Eight of Pentacles talking about right now? The Eight of Swords. For some, if you're dealing with somebody or you've had somebody on your mind at least for a long time in your work sort of situation, it does seem like this is some sort of a more transformative agent that you're working with. The Eights in Tarot are pretty transformative. Eight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. It might tell me that like if you've had a certain person from your work on your mind for a long time, that you might like reach some sort of a breakthrough soon on this. Or even like you kind of maybe need to reach some sort of a breakthrough on this, because maybe it's something that's been pretty like this Hanged One and Four of Cups energy, pretty like stagnant for a while, or like maybe very back and forth, maybe a little childish, Page of Cups. So let's have a look at the Hierophant. For me, this is like a very strong connection to a certain person. This could have started, this connection, like in like April or May even. I have a like sort of a further like a springtime note on this. So let's see, the Hierophant. Temperance card. For sure, some of these people have been connected together, this you and Aries, you and this person, through like university, higher education, some sort of like an interest in politics or philosophy, spirituality, or some sort of a kind of a long-term goal or something that you had on your bucket list even, or you had a dream to do, and that's how some of you guys have been united. And for some, this all happened very suddenly, but even though it was very sudden, it felt just right. Some of you could have been dealing with a Sagittarius or a Gemini at this time also. Okay, so let's have a look at the Hanged One. Yeah, so even if this relationship started quickly for you, Aries, it seemed like it got into the flow and tempered into something really just natural and smooth sailing just straight away. The Hanged One. Okay, so let me have a look at this. The Two of Swords. Okay, so the Two of Swords and the Hanged One. Yeah, for sure there was something that like you were meant to understand, Aries. But you're in a kind of, you're being quite stubborn on it, or a little bit pig-headed. Is that the expression? I hope it is. Like bull-headed or something. What's the expression where you're like really rigid mentally on something, and like there's just no talking to you on something? There seems to be like a friend or a sort of wise person around you in your circle, fits the pieces together for you almost. And you're hoping that they come to your aid again. I don't know. That seems to be something a little subconscious, but there's something you're not quite listening to in your subconscious. Let me look at the Four of Cups. A kind of energy, at least, of leaving this stagnation. Okay, so there was more to that. The Three of Swords was the uncovering of a painful truth before, and it really left you totally emotionally closed off in the Four of Cups, like completely uninterested. The Three of Swords was something that was really painful to digest and something painful to hear. It did leave a scar there. The good news is this is coming up in a past position. It would be then an indicator of what we're kind of leaving behind at this time, Aries. So getting over those wounds, hopefully. And then as we move into the future of the reading, so to speak, now remember, all of the energy on this reading is fluid. Just like when you watch it, time, energy, fluid. Just take what resonates when it does and leave the rest. Well, look at the Two of Pentacles. You're unsure if this is a good enough, if this was worth you getting into now. Like, did I make the right choice? Was this a good investment of my time, my energy, my love? The Tower. Okay, so this energy that crept up at the start of the reading when I said like you're aware of some turning point for a couple around you or a relationship, it could be a friendship, a business partnership, any significant relationship. And remember, oh, you saw my cute little fluffy socks. You remember, Aries, these relationship readings can be for anything like that, any significant relationship. For sure, the sign Taurus is coming up strongly. Very earthy energy in this reading altogether. But the energy of what you perceived before, perhaps of some sort of crumbling of an old partnership, it could have been even in relation to you, but that the essence of that comes up again for you, or like you are basically presented with those same themes, either in your own life or again in that person's life or in the life of another, where you're like, oh, okay, damn, so this is what the nature of things ending around me looks like. Okay, so let's see, the Moon card. This could be when some of the revelations take place around the 19th of November, the 18th, 19th, 20th, and beyond. These revelations could take place for you. The Moon card. So it does seem like things are continuing to be disclosed here. Let's have a look at the nature of that, or at least you are kind of motivated to uncover a little more, because once something came out of the woodwork, or like Pandora's box was opened, Three of Swords, you were like, okay, so let's see what else there is here. Okay, so what did the Moon card reveal to you? The Queen of Swords. At least it revealed to you where you need to put a very strong boundary, because you are not happy about that. You are, in a sense, okay, you're happy that you found out what you needed to find out, for sure. In fact, that sort of truth sword, the truth bomb or whatever, that hurtful incident in the past, like you were kind of waiting for it subconsciously. That's maybe what the Two of Swords led to the Three of Swords. This was the subconscious part of the reading with the Hanged One. You're like, what is the message I'm needing to get? Well, maybe you just needed to hear the truth about something. Maybe you were in denial about something too. The Two of Swords in denial, and then the Tower moment happened and it was kind of undeniable for you then. But Queen of Swords, then you went into, you know, self-defense mode and self-preservation, and really put a very, it could have even been quite a malicious guard up, if you will. Libra could be a card coming up here, a sign coming up for you. Queen of Swords and the Empress together could be Libra. Yeah. Nine of Wands. Okay, so they're very aware just of this guard you have up now, and for them, they're like not stupid. They know why you're guarded, because they have made you feel, I think, like rejected or like not good enough on some level. So they can see that you have a guard up around this. So let me clear up the Three of Pentacles. I think there's a part of you that does even want to be friends with this person still, at least. Knight of Cups rather, at least friends, maybe something more, but building from friendship, taking its time, Knight of Cups, and blossoming into something more like the Two of Cups. But it does seem like it needs to start back at some sort of a friendship level, or whatever that means. The Knight of Wands, in a bigger way. King of Pentacles, yeah, you do, and the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Another 8, another transforming agent here. So you're breaking some barriers at the moment, Aries. You're actually totally fine with shaking things up, and yeah, you're definitely going after some sort of a goal by the end of this month. Going after a person, going after an answer, going after like figuring out what the hell happened, like why was the stability rocked. The sign Taurus is coming up strongly, so is Sagittarius. There's a few here that I've mentioned, but again, just take what resonates in this love reading and leave the rest. Thanks for watching, Aries. Bye. Leo, you are in a bind over something from the past, and this something wasn't just any old thing. The Fool card and the Lover's card, this was something that was really significant for you, very, very profound. And even if it was just a casual thing, a one-night stand even, or a fling, someone you were seeing, they left a profound mark and a profound kind of effect on you. So this does seem to be something that's recently ended. It doesn't have to be too recent, but you're still mourning the loss of something. A lot of the mourning has been done at this point. The Five of Cups in the past position, leading back to this present issue of the Six of Cups and the Eight of Swords. The Five of Cups, okay, we're starting to get over things, but now the Six of Cups is us thinking about, all the good times that were shared, kind of the romanticizing, only thinking of the things we miss and not any of the reasons that maybe we had ended things because of or about. Maybe you fell out of touch with somebody that you had like some sort of a more casual thing with, and you were kind of like preserving yourself by like, putting up some boundaries there, not replying, not texting back, not always being available, or even just like cutting contact with this person because you wanted to just make sure that you didn't get hurt or anything like that. So yeah, let's have a look. You're kind of entering into sort of a period of disinterest, even stability. These kind of keywords, stability, stagnation, aren't exactly exciting to hear about when we're talking about love and relationships. But all these fours, Four of Pentacles, Cups, and Swords, talks to me about, think of something pretty stable. We could even say boring. We could even say like just no real movement there. It's steady. Nothing's really changing. But it offers some sort of an opportunity for you to reflect on what it is that you might want in a relationship. Personally, this particular relationship reading is picking up for me on somebody that is more getting over an old relationship, back thinking about something from the past, not even a distant past, somebody that you've just had something casual with or otherwise. And someone's coming up with like senses of regret here, because for some you're like, oh, but did I miss an opportunity for something really great or like really enormous? And like you kind of maybe killed it or shot it down before it got to kind of manifest. This is that's what this is talking to me so far about, but we're going to clear it up and see some more cards coming through. It seems like this is offering a good opportunity for you to work on yourself. Even traveling coming up and meeting new people is also indicated through these cards for me too, especially if you're taking up any kind of education or making any plans to do that. It looks like, or like that, this could even be like new health regime, new fitness regime, new classes, hobby, pastime, rock climbing, hiking, whatever it is. This is the only major arcana card in the reading basically so far. So this is talking to me about like this being a really positive thing in your life right now, working with a mentor, a guru, a guide. Like it could be like a yoga instructor, Reiki practitioner or healer. Anyways, Leo, let's look at these cards together. Leo, the Four of Cups and the Six of Cups. Yeah, this situation does have you down. This situation, the person from the past, it's got you feeling withdrawn emotionally. You have been not really bothered now to get to know new people. It doesn't seem like you're that interested in pushing forward your current relationship or even like pursuing anything new at the moment. The Eight of Swords and the Hierophant. I have a feeling you know on some level that you're doing the right thing here for yourself, but you do doubt it, and you're caught up thinking about, should I have let this turn into something more? We could have been great. This is what you're thinking. We could have been something. Was that the person for me? All of these thoughts coming up in the Eight of Swords. And you regret a lot of this, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, because they seem to be you both seem to be Queen of Swords, Four of Swords. You both seem to be very much like, okay, no one's talking, no one's making a move. You're honest, like it's some sort of a standoff. You're not communicating with each other, and that's okay. It seems like there have been boundaries put in place. Like, you asked for this after all, Queen of Swords. Don't be surprised when they meet you back with the Four of Swords. Silence, withdrawal, going into themselves. The months October and November are really significant here for me in this reading so far as well. The Ace of Wands, yeah, like, I mean, for some of you, you are definitely keeping very stum, Four of Pentacles, and quiet about this potential fling, casual romance, somebody you were seeing, somebody you just hit it off with, and you're not really saying very much at all about that. But even if it was something super casual or brief in your eyes, it does seem like, you know, it was like, I don't know, profound. You felt something very serious from this. Okay, so then let me have a look at this. You're getting over some sort of a loss. Yes, okay, that's good. You're getting over some sort of a situation that you perceive as having ended. And now that might even relate to somebody around you in the external. I saw that possibility too. There is a possibility that you may find, Leo, in your life like, oh wow, so many relationships are shifting or changing dynamics. The Page of Wands is interesting. It's indicating to me like a fun new beginning, like going on a trip somewhere, doing something fun, living your best life. Let's have a look at these cards. So what was the nature of the past? And you are romanticizing something now. We have the 4, 5, and 6 of Cups so far. You're romanticizing something, yes. But you've gone through all the phases now of what this was all about. Like, you've gone through, I think you're mostly in romanticizing phase. You've gone through the mourning, the bawling, crying, the sobbing. And you might get a little like resentful still towards this person. I could see happening on an emotional level. And the Moon card. Okay, so the nature of this past situation you're kind of romanticizing now kind of took on like a very murky and like strange tone to it. You were kind of like very much thrown off guard. You might have like even been saying to this person in your life, I don't even recognize you anymore. I don't see you anymore. Like, the Moon card is just very altering, and it's kind of jarring. So you might have just been really feeling like left in the dark a lot by this person. The 8 of Swords. Okay, so let's see. This is kind of the regret, I believe, that's kind of manifesting right now. What else is the 8 of Swords talking to us about here? Seven of Cups. So we've got the 4, 5, 6, now 7 of Cups. Okay, complete confusion. This was not cleared up properly. Like, there's still a lot of unanswered questions, text messages not replied to, text messages not sent, things we left unsaid. There's a lot of mess here. The Moon card and the 7 of Cups is a kind of very disorientating. Like, that's what I said, something about the Moon card, like very jarring. Like, who are you? The 7 of Cups, like, I don't understand. All of these things now are coming to my mind, you asking these questions. I can hear you say like, I don't understand why you're doing this. All very unsettling and very uncertain, really. Both of these cards together, the Moon card and the 7 of Cups, that's very much like a delusion and like illusion, right? So yeah, I do see that you're kind of in the, you've done the phase, I believe, of sobbing your heart out about this connection. You're now in this sort of phase of like, oh, you know what, they were really great, blah blah blah, and you're going in then to this phase of like, oh no, fuck this. You're going into this phase of, oh no, fuck them, like kind of a bit more resentful. paired with like, because I never got any answers from them and it was all left so uncertain. They didn't give me any clarity or no way for me to understand this apart from like wrecking your own head about it. And maybe you're realizing you have a lot of the answers within and you have more clarity on this than you think. I think the distance between you is helping with the clarity, but let's clear it up. The Queen of Swords. You might have been dealing with a Libra, but it doesn't have to be an air sign or a Libra necessarily. But there's a block there now, the Chariot, potentially even another Leo or another summer baby like a Cancer. The Queen of Swords. Okay, so yeah, you might have gone to their place, gotten all your stuff, like said, I'm really like put your 2 cents in, stood your ground here. Very determined, strong energy, and you were just like, no, this is what's happening now. I'm taking control of the situation, and you just drove right off or hopped in your car and you hopped on your bike or you're in your Uber or ran off and you were like, see ya. Okay, Ace of Wands. All right, so let's see. This was, yeah, let me just have a look at this. I thought of this as something that was more casual for some. The Ace of Wands, what do we know about this? But all the same, there's a real like the grounded part of this reading is like rooted in a real physical attraction. The Hermit in reverse. But yeah, perhaps like some secrecy around this, some not being able to reveal. Maybe like there's some like, I don't know, like you've been following up a lot on what they've been up to on social media and it's like maybe enough is enough. The Ace of Wands, yeah, there might be just something that was like a little bit like just for you two, or like I'm hearing like, oh, don't tell anybody about this, right? Okay, so the Five of Cups in the past energy. So you're beginning, because we're leaving this in the past, that's good. You're getting over the disappointment of what this is perceived, like this is perceived as some sort of a disappointment, or it was. What else do we need to know about the Five of Cups for you? Justice card. Now all the major arcana cards are coming through as we clear up this reading. So a lot of soul growth has been done on your part, Leo, which is amazing. You've been growing and evolving and quite like looking like it for some, very much rolling with the punches and the ups and the downs. The ups and the downs have been like this from the summer into the fall, or from, let's say, from July into September, October, ups and downs with regards to this relationship. It does seem to stable out as we go on in this reading, but justice coming up here is like, whatever, you know, what's been done has been done. It's coming through in the past too. It's saying like, leave what you can to rest at this time. Decisions have been made, and like, you know, some of the consequences of the decisions that have been made around potentially, I'm sensing like ending a relationship or phasing out something in a relationship. You know that that's all been done now, and it's like, okay, just let it play out and see what happens. Okay, the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups. So you're entering into this phase, I see you as been like not super interested in engaging with the person that you may feel this resonates to you about, or somebody new. The Temperance card. You may start feeling more like yourself in the next even few weeks. Once the sun moves into Sagittarius, after even around the 27th of November, you could start feeling a lot more light-hearted, more free-spirited, just like more that you're ready to like let a lot of things go. Yeah, okay, so that's the second time now. The Strength card, your card, Leo, came up at the bottom of the deck with Temperance, and now again with the Hierophant. So like, you know what, you're coming through very strongly, and even if you aren't able to share everything that you're doing with other people, or let me think about this. I suppose if some of you haven't really put the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, of what this relationship represents, or you haven't had the final conversation about like, okay, I'm not standing for this anymore, or you know what, I'm not interested anymore. It seems like it's just saying like, stay strong. You seem like you're on the money is what I was thinking. Well, let's leave the Seven of Swords out. Four of Swords. the person you're dealing with, what's going on with them? Like, you're not getting a whole lot from them, are you? It seems like a bit of sort of like silent treatment even. And you know what? It might be just that there's something going on for them, but that's how you're perceiving it. The World card. Yeah, they could be just like putting their own accomplishments and desires and achievements and what they hope for and their goals first. And it does seem like that's what they're really focusing on at the moment. Their own wealth, their own ambition, making their own way in the world, essentially. And so are you, though. Look, we're meeting the Chariot with the World. We're meeting these major arcana cards now. And like really showing me that like, if it isn't together right now, both of you are on paths towards some sort of accomplishment. The Four of Pentacles. You just more so could be worrying now at this time. And worry might be kind of niggling at you like, oh, I'm going to go into this period of withdrawal. Four of Pentacles, not really wanting to exchange any energy with anyone. I don't even feel like giving anyone a hug even. I just want to shut myself off. Ten of Swords in reverse. Like turn my phone off, not reply to anybody, lay in bed. And you know what? There is nothing wrong with laying in bed when you need to, or doing any of the things like shutting down for a while. Like, you know, I'm not advising that you go into full hermit in reverse mode. Like there's always a boundary that we need to set for ourselves on this, like from withdrawing too much from reality or anything like that. Ten of Cups. Don't worry, things will get brighter and better than what they might seem to be right now around this. Or even not even around this relationship for you. Like the dawn breaks and, you know, things look a lot brighter and much more manageable. But yeah, it does seem like you just like need to have some time to yourself to process this maybe like you haven't even had a chance to mentally process everything, Leo, and it's like you need some time for yourself. Like don't go too far into yourself. Like make sure, you know, you have all probably, you know, identify the networks of support around you first. People that understand that, you know, you just need some time to yourself right now. The Page of Wands. Okay. It does show me like there is this call back into life then. Even by the end of this year, I'm really seeing like some more optimism come through for you, Leo. The King of Cups. Yeah, I mean, you might even start to get a glimpse of something really, really soon. And I'm talking like in the next week or so, like that even offers you some sort of excitement. You hear of something, somebody texts you, you connect with somebody, you just discover something that like sets your soul alive or something like pretty soon and quickly, and you're like, oh, I love the sound of this. Okay, so keep an eye out for that, and if you do get sparked with some of that inspiration or something exciting like that happens, be sure to let me know. I would love to hear. Talk soon, Leo. Sagittarius, I would not let one setback or fight or argument, maybe it was some sort of a deception or like something that you weren't told about, kept in the loop about, bad communication between you and the person you're dealing with. I wouldn't let that set you back entirely. What you've got going on here looks like it is really something pretty stable, something that's very grounded and full of opportunity to grow and to thrive. And like you seem to be like grounding into this relationship a little more, or like there's been some roots that have been laid down, even like in terms of like some sort of home living situation. That all looks to be thriving, especially if you're with an earth sign at the moment. That looks really strong, Sagittarius. It seems like you are really getting into the swing of this relationship now. Your card was the first that came out, Temperance card, which is the major arcana card for Sagittarius. And it does have, both of these symbols have like the same kind of up and down motion of the hands, energy flowing between two vessels or from like person to person, from point to point. And it does show like this really nice flow in the relationship. That really looks like it's going to continue. The Two of Cups. It looks like what's coming up for you guys is really sweet and sentimental, and things seem to be like getting nice and romantic here for you. And this whole relationship, the revival, the relationship itself, like how this got off the ground, like seems to even feel for you like you were taking a huge chance to do this again, or put yourself back out there with this person on the dating scene. You could have recently been dealing with the Taurus. Again, I'm seeing very earthy energy coming through here. And you know, you're very much feeling like that you could have laid down some roots with this person. Maybe you did. The person you're dealing with, I think they're exhausted by the fight that you guys had, or the setback, or whatever this Five of Swords, Six of Swords situation was. Yeah, it's something that you might have felt like you were getting down about, like this kind of like drama or argument that you guys had. The person you've been dealing with seems more eager to just put this behind them, because it's been bothering them. So yeah, I guess like you're just hoping that you can just pull all of this relationship drama off without a hitch, like you've done before in the past. You always have a feeling, a strong gut and intuitive feeling about how this all is going to transpire and work out anyway. So why don't we look at these cards together, Sagittarius, pull some more to clarify and see what's up. Sagittarius, I do see like the harmony between you guys getting better, Temperance and the Two of Cups. So it does seem like things are starting to flow nicely again. Yeah, sure, you may be still working out some of the minor details of this sort of argument that's happened here, or this sort of new sort of drama or challenge or obstacle in your relationship. You're sort of soothing things out still, smoothing things out still. It does seem to be more on your mind, and the other person that you've been engaging with would rather just like kind of move things on a little, but it does seem to be like very much an element of this that you're still focused on, feeling small about, feeling kind of shitty about. There is an energy of like, how did this all happen? This is so serendipitous. The Fool card, the Wheel of Fortune, like this all seemed like by chance, by fate, by luck, by whatever. It just seemed like led to be or led to happen, and this all unfolded in some sort of serendipitous or opportune way, you sense. You have a good feel for this person at this stage, is what I can say, with the High Priestess and the King of Pentacles. You kind of know what they're all about. Especially, I really see like this earth sign energy coming through in this reading. But it doesn't have to be. The Temperance card. So where do you stand? This is you, Sag, Temperance in the middle, or the first card out really. Where does Sag stand in this relationship that this is in reference to? So just take what resonates today, Sagittarius, and leave the rest. The Lovers, very much in tune with this person. They could be a Sagittarius, a Gemini, or a Leo. But you are really in tune with this person, and you like really are, you feel so strongly about them. The angel wings on both Temperance and the Lovers card talks to me about like alignment, mirroring, reflection of each other. And it seems like a really, like you see this as a really beautiful bond. So let's have a look at the Two of Pentacles. So you're smoothing something out within this bond at the moment. You're making amends, making things make sense. You could be mediating. You could be bringing together opposing family members or conflicting opinions. The Six of Wands. You're being seen in this relationship. I mean, like it seems like a lot of focus is on your relationship for more for one reason or another, more than it usually is at this time. Like for some reason you have to put a lot of focus on smoothing things out. So maybe things have been a little passionate, a little high strung, a little dramatic, and you're trying to sort of like smooth things out a little. I sense that there has been some drama. Five of Swords. So what element of this latest drama, let's say, or argument has got you most feeling tied down mentally in some sort of a self-sabotage mode, or blame or guilt, or like beating yourself up? You're feeling, oh, I feel so shitty about this. Yeah, like Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like a dumbass. I feel like a piece of shit. The Seven of Wands. Did I take that too far? Like, sure, I had to stand up for yourself and you had to feel like you had to stand your ground on something, but maybe you pushed something slightly over the limit. So the Fool card, the energy of this relationship or this argument or whatever kind of is just going on in your relationship, it all came from like, wait, what? How did that happen? Kind of an energy. The Fool card, like, did we just walk ourselves into some sort of a trap? Like, how did that get brought up? And there was just like, or there was something presented to you or new information that you were like, oh, well, now that changes things. The Justice card and the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. This might have been with the Taurus or a Libra, but there is like this kind of an energy very much of like something had consequences, something you heard about or received information wise, like it had consequences for this relationship. There was a lot of being in the right place at the right time. For some of you, like you've previously heard in like relationship situations, like you've just happened to be there and heard something significant. That kind of an energy may have crept up for you, but it was like very valuable. Okay, let me see then. Let's have a look at the King of Pentacles. This person that's been in your life, they seem pretty like, on one level seem very dependable. You have a good feel for them. Maybe they're like really family orientated. Maybe they're like really into their friendship group, or like they're invested in like nieces, nephews, cousins, just like friends, kids, or like kind of like hanging out and a big social circle, really like booming social circle. You could be kind of drawn to that and just like really like that about them. The Ten of Cups, I'll leave this here. So the Two of Cups, this seems like things get nice and easy for you now, and things like kind of get more manageable. The Two of Cups. Right, okay. The World card. This does talk about like something having to come full circle, and the only way to make things like feel successful to you, you may think, is like really having to like put something to bed in another way. Like to come full circle in the World card, you have to acknowledge something huge that needs to just be stopped in the relationship. Something has to terminate before this basically culminates, is my cute little saying I just made up there. Okay, the Five of Wands. You're not ready to just let this completely lie. Like there is something you have to say or has been left unsaid, and temperatures are rising. At least Knight of Swords. This could come out really brashly, really aggressively. If you're dealing with a Leo, it could come out like super in words that are like you wish you had a thought more before racing out with what you say, especially if dealing with the Leo. The Nine of Swords overall is kind of just telling me that maybe get this over and done with, because are you not going to rest easy until you get this off your chest? But just be warned, there is going to be some drama that could peak there again. The Six of Swords. This is your person I'm picking up on. Inferior, not inferior, but they do feel your strength for sure. The Seven of Wands is kind of dominating them in the Six of Swords here. But what else can we learn about the Six of Swords for Sagittarius's person? The Hanged One. They've got a lot on their mind at the moment. They've just about made up their mind on something, I'm sensing. The Wheel of Fortune. Again, something like the changeability of this relationship has all been having this like tone, like this sort of like you're perceiving on some level like this feels like meant to be for us. Like we always find ourselves like being right where we need to be to kind of connect with each other or be in each other's life. Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Maybe you've tried something with this person before, even in a past life. Hey, who knows? The Page of Cups. This is something that like has some sort of nostalgia or sweetness or like youthfulness, and I would say like a very like, you know, it's like still a lot to grow, this relationship. It hasn't fully matured. The High Priestess into like, let me say, a partnership. It doesn't look quite like that yet. The High Priestess. Okay, so let's have a look at this. You have a great gut feeling here overall, Sag. The Three of Swords and the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. For some of you, you're very attuned to something that you are not satisfied with this relationship. I'm sorry, but sometimes the truth hurts on that. And it isn't only like, you know, I'm not just saying it to you and I'm just reading the cards, but the High Priestess tells me like, you know, something is off potentially. Okay, so take this as it resonates for you and leave the rest, Sagittarius. There could be a couple of different relationship storylines for different people, so always just take what resonates and leave the rest. Thanks for watching.